with us here at Wired Science.
Well, thank you for having me.
I need to first lay a little bit of a foundation here. 2 days into your physics program at Stanford University, you quit school to start a company called Zip2, a media company,
Right.
Which you sold a few years later for a paltry $307 million. Then 4 years later, eBay buys PayPal. Is that correct? A company
Yes.
that you established or helped to establish as one of the
Co-founded with a
creators?
few others, yeah.
And now you've taken those two enormous successes and you've set your ambition on space. How did you go from online payment systems to building a spaceship, essentially?
Well, when I graduated from college, there were 3 areas that I thought would be most impactful to the future of humanity. The 3 were the internet, space exploration, and then changing the economy from a mine and burn hydrocarbon-based economy to one which is solar electric, which I think is going to be the primary but not exclusive means of energy and transportation.
Have we screwed it up so badly here on this planet that our only hope is to build a new civilization out there?
No, not at all. Actually, I'm quite optimistic about the future of humanity on Earth.
You are?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is the benefit to humanity then to inhabit Mars, which is really what is an ambition of yours?
Well, I think if you consider 2 paths, one where we're forever confined to Earth and the other where we're a spacefaring civilization out exploring the stars, I think the latter is far more exciting and will result in a richer and more diverse human experience.
How can you do that better than NASA?
Well, NASA is a customer of ours, so there's I think a confusion in the public mind that perhaps a company like SpaceX is competing with NASA, but in fact, NASA is a customer of ours. So we're actually providing services to NASA, launch services, and when the shuttle retires in 2010, so starting in 2011, SpaceX's rocket will replace the space shuttle in servicing the space station with astronauts and cargo transportation.
The name of your rocket ship is called the Falcon Explorer, is that it?
Well, the Falcon 9.
The Falcon 9?
Yeah, it's the rocket, and then the spaceship is Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, so the Falcon 9 rocket lifts the Dragon spaceship, and this Dragon spaceship is what goes to the space station and then returns to Earth.
So it transports the Falcon as almost cargo, then?
So the Falcon 9 is kind of like the semi,
okay,
or something like that. And the Falcon 9 booster rocket takes the Dragon spaceship to space and drops it off. Then it goes to the space station, docks with the space station, transfers astronauts or resupply, cargo, whatever the case may be, and then the Dragon spacecraft returns to Earth.
Reading some of the speeches that you have given in your career, and how old you're?
You mean like
you're practically 23 years. You're 23 years old. Is that it?
I'm actually 12.
You're 12.
Yeah.
I was going to say you look terrific, but you have said that we got lost along the way with our space program. What did you mean by that?
Right. I think that was in some of my congressional testimony. I gave a few speeches to Congress. Well, what I mean by that is, in 1969, we were able to go to the moon, and here we are, over 3 decades later, and we can barely get to low Earth orbit. And I think, by any measure, that is a step backwards.
Is that for a lack of leadership or technology?
I think we made the wrong technological choices, and I think there was also a lack of will at the highest levels of government to take the next step and go well, at least stay on the moon and perhaps build a base there, and then go beyond the moon to Mars. And if you look at the news articles in the late 60s, early 70s, the expectation was that by now, in the 21st century, we would have a moon base and probably even a Mars base. And I think if you'd asked anyone at that point in time whether we would be unable to go to the moon and not have been to Mars, I think they would think you're crazy.
Do we need leadership in that realm? Do we need a John F. Kennedy who sets a goal for us when he said one day a man will walk on the moon? Do we need that kind of leadership for this technology to move forward in that big step?
I do think it's very important the president set the priority and determine the goal that we as a nation will aspire to. And George Bush has his pluses and minuses, but at least one plus is that he has helped to steer the space program in a direction that more or less makes sense. The only thing I would sort of argue with is that I don't think we should be going back to the moon. I think we should be focused on Mars. I think we saw the.
You think that's a mistake, focusing on the moon?
I do think we should rather go. I think we should rather be focused on Mars. The moon is kind of like the Arctic. I mean, it's just a very barren place, and very little resources. It's small. It's not really a place that we could establish another human civilization.
There's a feeling of been there, done that too with the moon.
Yeah, I think we saw that movie in the '60s. And the remake's never as good.
Did we really go to the moon?
Yes,
we did.
We definitely
I
went
just
to the
wanted
moon.
to check.
The government is incapable of suppressing a conspiracy of that nature.
Of that nature. So, okay, good. This ambition to explore space.
Absolutely.
As an entrepreneur, there's quite a bit of competition out there. There's Jeff Bezos with Blue Origin. There's Richard Branson with his Virgin Galactic.
Right.
And I'm not talking about NASA either. There's Paul Allen. There's the European Space Agency and Boeing and Lockheed Martin. The Chinese, the Russians. Let's just throw all of them into the same sort of competitive field. How is SpaceX different? How do you think you'll sort of surpass them?
Well, you've listed a wide range of entities there, and I think the differences are really different depending upon which one you're referring to. Well,
let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Who is your competition?
We have no serious competition.
None?
Not presently.
Who's chasing you?
Well, if you mean chasing and has a serious chance of catching, then I think none that I'm aware of.
So that Branson guy's kind of a hack then?
Well, what Branson is doing, by the way, I'm a great admirer of Branson, is really a much smaller technological challenge. So their craft would be suborbital. So it would go to about Mach 3. Our craft is orbital. It goes to Mach 25, so 25 times the speed of sound. But that doesn't describe the whole scale of difficulty, because the energy required to get to those velocities scales as the square of the velocity. So to do what Branson is doing, you need, say, about 9 units of energy. To do what we're doing, you need 625 units of energy. The difference is monumental. And then when you re-enter, you have to burn off all that energy. So that doubles the problem, really. So, I mean, what Branson is doing from a technological standpoint is building something that can cross the English Channel. What we're building is something that can circumnavigate the globe. It's a very different scale of technological difficulty. I still think what he's doing is great. And by the way, I bought a ticket on his effort.
You did?
Yeah. So I still think it's great, but it's not in the same league technologically.
So you're not particularly worried?
Certainly not about certainly not about that. No. The things that worry me are we going to make a mistake? Are we, the things that can really hurt SpaceX are, I mean, our own foolishness, our own errors can hurt us, but none of the competition that I'm aware of.
So generally, you're worried about what's in front of you, not the other guy. In fact, you probably don't think about them in terms of how they criticize you or what they think about you.
I don't think there's much criticism. I mean, Boeing and Lockheed, of course, they would criticize, but I don't think any of the entrepreneurial guys would criticize what we're doing. And it's certainly possible, I think, what Jeff Bezos is working on could ultimately, I mean, he does have aspirations to get to orbit and beyond. It's just that what they're doing right now is suborbital and at the sort of lower technology level. What I think about at SpaceX is really entirely what are we doing to ensure that our rocket is going to be successful and that we are truly optimizing the cost and ensuring a higher reliability. I mean, that's just a very, very difficult problem. And there's a reason why there's an idiomatic expression about rocket science being hard. It really is really hard.
So rocket science really is rocket science?
Yeah. It looks hard, and it's harder than it looks.
What's the big goal here? What's the long-term plan?
Well, the long-term ultimate objective, the Holy Grail, is we would like to help make life multiplanetary. That's really what we'd like to do.
So establish societies on as many planets as possible?
Well, yeah. Well, I think there's only one possibility, but yeah. I mean, even if we can just go from one planet to two, I think that's a pretty big step.
And you'll start with
Well, Mars. Mars
Mars?
is the only viable planet.
viable planet.
Yeah.
So multi-planetary life.
Yeah. It's help make life multiplanetary. I think that's an